Welcome to episode 15 of PokeClass. As we're very close to the new year, this week I'm going to be counting down what I think are the best cards from 2010. Let's get straight into the list. In at number 10 is Unown Q. I've chosen to put this in the top 10 because many decks would be lost without it. I can think of a huge amount of decks which run this little letter, and it helps out almost any deck with single retreat cost Pokemon. It's a handy tech to have in almost any deck that includes starters with one retreat cost, such as Sableye and Smeargle. So that's why I've chosen to include Unown Q in the top 10. Next up at 9 is Seeker. Given to us in the new set, Seeker is an interesting card that when played right, can give you the upper hand or can help you to control your bench space. This allows you and your opponent to each pick up a bench Pokemon. This may sound like it could benefit your opponent too, which is true, but when played correctly, it can benefit yourself much more. This card has caused the uprising of Uxie Donk decks, and is included in many Donk based decks such as Donphan and possibly even Sableye. This card not only helps with the Donk, but it can help you to pick up damaged Pokemon, as well as allowing you to reuse coming into play Pokepowers. This could give you an extra Uxie, Mesprit or Azalf drop if you need one during the game. In at 8 is Machamp Prime. Machamp Prime has given a whole new approach to the already popular build featuring Machamp from Stormfront. This new Machamp allows players of the original deck to cover its weaknesses. Having a built-in switch in the form of Fighting Tag, paired with the ability to switch energies around and add that to 150 HP, and you have a hard-hitting backup attacker if you don't get the Donk. This Prime has strengthened a deck that has already made a dent in the metagame by taking out all SP decks, but now it has something else to stand up against everything else, and that's why it's at number 8. Number 7 is a supporter called Pokemon Collector. This card has been around since the Heart Gold Soul Silver base set, and is now used in a majority, if not all, deck builds at the moment. Having the ability to grab 3 basic Pokemon and put them in your hand is a great factor in any deck, and allows you to grab techs that you need, Uxies for draw power, or just an essential basic Pokemon to speed up your setup. It's a staple in almost any deck, and enters at number 7 of the top 10. One of the most expensive competitive cards in the format at the moment comes in at number 6. Yep, it's Luxray GL Lv.X. This card is one of the 2 main Pokemon in the most popular deck at the moment, Luxchomp. Its main use is its Pokepower Bright Look. This power allows you to switch the defending Pokemon with another bench Pokemon on your opponent's side of the field. This helps to get quick prizes with either Luxray or Garchomp, and can even cause disruption by pulling up a Pokemon with high retreat cost. Bright Look can be used multiple times per game to tip it in your favour. Pair this with its attack Flash Impact, and you can grab easy prizes by picking off weak Pokemon. This card has loads going for it, including the fact that it has free retreat and is an SP Pokemon, so it can use the SP engine to become even quicker. A fast attacker with disruptive ability gets his Pokemon up to number 6. At number 5, we have Smeargle from Undaunted. This card was only introduced to us recently, and started to receive hype before it was even released. In this current format, Smeargle is used as a starter, as well as a tech, to grab supporters from your opponent's hand. Not only this, but it's compatible with Unown Q, and can one-hit KO a lone Garchomp C if you're lucky with coin flips. Its Pokepower is the main reason this card is at number 5, and it can let you copy a supporter from your opponent's hand and use it as your own. This is great for getting a head start in the game, even if you end up going first, and can be used countless times throughout the course of a game. A very useful card that is snuck in at 5th place. In 4th, we have Uxie from Legends Awakened and its Lv.X. These 2 cards are present in pretty much every single deck in the format, and these 2 have replaced Claydol, who we lost to rotation. Uxie's setup Pokepower allows you to draw until you have 7 cards in your hand whenever it's put into play from your hand. This can give you a great deal of cards to help you grab what you need for the turn, and being able to pull off a strategy. The Lv.X of this Pokemon is also a widely used card, and has 2 main functions. Its first is to use the Pokepower trade-off. This allows you to look at the top 2 cards of your deck and choose one to put into your hand. This is great for drawing an extra card per turn, as well as using Uxie's original power. Its second function is to use its attack Zen Blade. This attack will do 60 damage to your opponent's active for just a double colourless energy. This knocks out most basic Pokemon and does a decent amount of damage to Machamp if you run it with Lucario GL. Both of these cards have a safe place in any deck. Pair it with the new Seeker card and you can be using setup 3 or 4 times per game, and that's why they're in at number 4. On to the top 3 now, and in 3rd place is the SP engine. These cards are probably the most frequently used cards in the game. Energy gain, Poketurn, Power Spray, and SP Radar, along with Cyrus's Conspiracy, all come together to make what we call the SP engine. This small collection of cards is what makes SP so powerful. With these cards you can pick up any SP Pokemon, search for any SP Pokemon, lower your energy cost, and even stop your opponent from using Poke Powers. This engine is what made SP the most dominating deck in the format. Quick attacks, instant healing, and being able to stop your opponent's Poke Powers as you please makes this engine a tough one to compete against. In at number 2, we have 2 cards that have helped to bring a deck from last format to this format. I'm talking about Rescue Energy and Junkarm. These cards have revived the deck which was thought to have been lost to rotation, Gyarados. Rescue Energy allows you to pick up a Pokemon line that is knocked out by battle damage, and Junkarm allows you to discard 2 cards from your hand to get a trainer from the discard pile and put it into your hand. These 2 cards have both brought this deck back up to the top tier and have given them a slot at second place on my list. Not only can these cards be useful in Gyarados, but Junkarm also works in Luxray, Garchomp, and any decks that can reuse useful trainers. Rescue Energy can be used in pretty much any Stage 1 or Stage 2 deck, so that you can pick up a KO'd Pokemon and place it back down straight away. This helps in decks like Machamp, Gengar, and others. I feel that these are very versatile cards, which can be slotted into many decks, and has revived the top contender in competitive play, so that's why I feel that they should be in at number 2. Here we have it, number 1. This card is used in an array of decks, be it SP, or it's even been twinned with Gengar. A Pokemon that can deal damage around the board, and even heal your entire bench. You may have guessed that I've chosen Garchomp Lv.X as my top card of 2010. Garchomp Lv.X has many features that have caused it to appear in many decks, even ones that aren't SP based. Of course, it's one of the pair that creates Luxray, and the reason being is that it has so many things going for it. Its attack, Dragon Rush, is one of the most feared attacks in the game at the moment. People become weary against SP when there is a lone Garchomp C sitting on the bench, wondering whether a Dragon Rush is coming their way next turn. In a single turn, this Pokemon can abuse the SP engine to go from the lone Garchomp C with no energy to a fully powered Lv.X that can heal all damage to SP and still KO a Pokemon on the bench it chooses. It has been featured in decks that have conquered the last format, and it still reigns as one of the most popular cards used at the moment. It's a high damage sniper with the ability to heal your current damage taken, and it can abuse the SP engine to its full extent. On top of this, it also has free retreat, which makes it even more versatile. This card was designed to dominate, and I'm sure it's going to carry on in the future. This is why I feel that Garchomp Lv.X is the top card in the format so far. So that's my list of the top cards in the format so far. Some of them you may not agree with, and some you may think don't belong in the list, but this is just my opinion. There are many other cards that I wanted to put into the list, such as Double Colorless Energy, Cool Energy, Vileplume, Azelf, and many others, but these are the ones that I felt were best at the moment. If you had to make a list on what cards are top in the format, what would your list look like? This will be the last episode before Christmas, so I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the new year for more PokeClass. Thanks for watching. Just before I go for the year, make sure you check out my brand new website, if you haven't already, at PokemanDan.co.cc. It contains content that isn't featured in videos, and is updated regularly to keep you in the know about UK competitive play. I've just uploaded a blog about how I got on in my first City Championships of the season, so make sure you check that out if you want to know how I got on. Thanks for watching, and make sure you check it out.